Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the T3 Future Nature Power Hour. Checking to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear to everybody out there in the interweb lands. All right, my main man Jesse tells me that we are good to go. Yeah, I'm looking. Speaking of Jesse, Jesse and I are. Um, um, Doing a private class this weekend. So I'm going to take him out into the woods and torture him relentlessly. I'm going to give him the Ron Swanson survival kit, which is a tarpaulin and a cardboard box. The two most important tools you'll ever need. And a knife. I'm just kidding, Jesse. Don't worry. It's going to be like glamping. So, yeah. So happy 2023, everybody. Oh, let's see if I can adjust the settings to do away with a little bit of the lag. Hopefully it should catch up. Hold on here 1 second. Let's see here. Make sure all my settings are right. I'm going to do a little bit of a buffer. Cancel. Nah, screw it. We're going live just the way we are. I think the main reason, Jesse, that it's not working as crisply as possible is I'm running off Wi-Fi right now as opposed to being plugged into the Ethernet. So I can make that. I'll make that happen for next stream. But yeah, I don't want to go messing with things too much. But yeah, so I'm super excited about this outlet being open to me again because I got a lot to say about a lot of different things and a lot of different philosophies and theologies and humanity and how we are continually destroying our one and only home. Hold on 1 second, gang. I'm going to go get the adapter to run Ethernet. That should improve the signal a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm just going to pause for 1 second here while we adjust for some technical difficulties. Good old country living. It definitely keeps you from having nice, fast, reliable internet. Oh, all right, hold on here. Let's see. Oh, I know where it is. Sorry, gang. These are part of the bloopers reels. Anyway, so yeah, super looking forward to getting out into the woods with Jesse, as I haven't been out in the woods to teach in far too long. Far, far too long. So it'll be good to let all that other crap out of my brain and focus on doing what I love most and what I do best, and that is leading human beings back to nature. Hence the fact that I'm here messing with technology, trying to lead more people back to nature. Oh, the irony. Okay, hold on here. We're almost ready. Jesse, when I plug this in, tell me if it gets better or worse. That would be most excellent. Let's see here. Come on. All right, let's see here. Got one end of the HDMI hooked up. I'm so sick of wires. I have recycled and given away, so many different types of wires that I wish that as a globe, we could settle on one standard cable, be it USB-C or whatever. Well, I'm going to pretend that we are. These little glitches and technological things just drive me nuts. So as soon as I get word from my buddy or somebody wants to text me who's watching and tell me if I'm back online, that would be awesome. But until then, I want to talk a little bit about the schedule release. If you've been keeping an eye on my schedule, you've noticed that I have split my schedule into two different types: my online classes and my regular classes. And I did this because people were getting confused, and when it came to stuff like that. So I decided to make that change. Sorry, I'm trying to find ways to make it more pretty. I should probably turn on a little bit of buffer. Let's see. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. So hopefully the buffer will help. But anyway, so yeah, back to my schedule. So, last year, 2022, out of my 44 years on this planet, was the worst year of my life. I suffered, the loss of my mother. I suffered through, the loss of a partner, loss of some friendships, so many different things. Let me see if I can control the quality here. I really don't think it's I think it's the, whatchamacallit, Jesse? It's the interwebs. Hold on here. 1 second. Let me see if I can change something on my camera. So yeah, so as far as my schedule goes, I've been toying around with it a little bit, and I'm going to start doing a lot more online classes and hybrid classes as well. Hybrid classes being hybrid classes being whatchamacallit, more. So it's one night online session, and then we'll meet in person, physically, at another date. Those seem to be pretty popular. I also have my webinar series. There's 6 main webinars, and then there's kind of 2 extras. You can sign up for them individually. Oh, by the way, I lowered the cost of all my webinars to $75 for this year. Those of you who bought the all-in-one deal last year, I will make it right to you by sending you a pretty photo of something. But yeah, I'm going to lower my webinar cost to $75. And another thing I'm going to do with my physical classes is just like with the webinars, you can buy the all-in-one series, which is, all 6 webinars for less than a little bit more than half the cost if you were to buy them all individually. But I'm going to do the same thing with my regular classes as well. So let's say you take a look at my schedule and there's all these different classes, but you might be only interested in 3 or 4 different subjects. Well, you can buy what's called a 4-pack, and a 4-pack would essentially be, for each class you register for, you get, 5% off, 10% off, something like that. I haven't figured out the numbers fully. So you'll essentially get 4 classes for a lower price than if you were to apply for them all at once. And the other thing too with these classes is I'm trying to design them in such a way that they don't need to be taken in a specific order. So that way, if you can't make next month's wonderful wild edibles, you can just take one that the one that's happening the month after that. So I want to try to make things as, accessible to people as possible. One thing I really love and am excited about is here where I live. I live in a mother-in-law suite of a beautiful cabin, and we have 12 acres of what we call Oregon old growth in the back. And now Oregon old growth is not true old growth. It's basically timber that's only been cut once. So when the pioneers originally got here, were building the Oregon Trail, they logged a little bit of it, but otherwise, there's some massive trees back there, massive firs and cedars and hemlocks. And with the crazy winter storm we had last week, we lost some giants. Recently, I posted a video on my YouTube called "Death of a Giant." It's just sad to see such a massive tree go. And also my landlord's garage, which is this beautiful, cedar shake-sided building, got just crushed by a huge hemlock tree, and it's going to be a pretty pricey repair. So I feel bad for those guys for that. And I'm also going to focus on collaboration this year, community building. For far too long in the wilderness skills world, there's always been an us versus them mentality. Oh, the school I learned from is better than the school you learned from, or so and so is uh, lies about his experience level or his qualifications. I've been in this game a long time. Within watching somebody teach for a couple minutes, I can tell whether or not they're the real deal. So I want to reach out to the folks that I know are top notch and collaborate with them. And by doing so, building a network of known, reliable schools. Because, before the stupid popularity of all these ridiculous TV shows, there was only a handful of schools in this country, and most of them were former students of my father's. And now, ever since the TV show boom, you've got everybody and their grandmother who's watched a few YouTube videos or seasons of Alone, thinking that they're qualified to run an outdoor school, and they're just not. And people are dying because of it. Somebody in France recently died because their Their qualified instructor told them that poison hemlock was Queen Anne's lace. So, you know, as someone who's into tattoos in the tattoo world, they say for every one good tattoo shop, there's 10 bad ones. I would say it's probably close to the same with outdoor schools. That's why any of the organizations on my website, in the organizations I trust section, uh, those get my T3 stamp of approval, whether it's a conservation organization, an educational organization, etc., or whether it's gear. Um, you know, they can be counted on no matter what it is. I'm not going to recommend something to you because somebody gave it to me for free, or wants me to be an ambassador for their company. Um, I have no problem telling companies their products are shit. I've been doing it for years. Uh, let's see. So, a couple other changes to the school and photography business is, as far as photography goes, making a living as a photographer is hard. Um, Unless you are like well-known wedding photographer or somebody like my buddy Clay who does a lot of movie set photography. And I treat it as kind of a side hustle. But I'm expanding the scope of it a little bit more than just selling prints of, photos I take. So for instance, craftspeople and entrepreneurs like myself who have small businesses, I'm developing marketing packages where basically, I'll go to their shop, I'll take photos of their inventory, I'll take video of them working at their trade, and then put together a marketing package for them that they can use on their website or for social media. I'm also, offering my services to, go to people's homes, especially out here in the country, and taking pictures of some of the beautiful nature on their property. And we'll agree on a certain amount of prints, and one will be this size, one will be that size, and then I'll spend the next, week, 2 weeks, on your property, walking around taking photos. And once we have the set number we agreed upon, we'll send them off to print. And I'll also do things like, photograph people, families, um, people who are genuine, happy people doing what they love to do. And, if my photos can help grow your business, um, I want to do that for you because, it's an I scratch your back, you scratch mine scenario. By getting that word of mouth out there, that's the best form of advertising there is. And I want to build up that word of mouth advertising as quick as possible because I am so fed up with, I'm still dealing with ramifications from my Facebook hack. I still can't, do targeted marketing. It's just been a disaster. So, my goal is to build up my word of mouth as much as possible. So if you're watching this, uh, go to go to Google search engine and type in Future Nature / T3 Photography and leave me a review on my business page. That helps with the algorithm a lot, supposedly. That would be super helpful if you would do that for me, anybody who's watching. Um, yeah, otherwise just having my life completely flipped upside down. I jokingly once said I feel like an ant farm that's just being shaken by some sugared up kid. And, the moment I start to feel settled, something else pops up. And some of them are just so asinine and little. It's just like there's got to be some entity out there messing with me. It's like, the other day, for instance, I get a letter in the mail from the state of Oregon that doesn't believe I live here, because when I got rid of my truck, they put my mailing address as my home address, and my mailing address is a UPS store, and that put up some sort of red flag. So now I basically have to prove to the state that I live here. So that's, just little things like that, day after day. Just pick away at me to the point where I'm literally ready to run away into the woods forever, or move down to the Virgin Islands with Matt and Carmen. Something. Another project I wanted to mention is I'm also going to be putting together and offering some long-term online learning programs. So they'll be 3 to 6 months long. We'll essentially do one live Zoom session a week, and in between, I'll be sending you videos and homework sheets and things to work on. And some of it's going to be skills based, some of it's going to be philosophy, kind of becoming our ideal selves uh, type stuff. The one I'm currently working on is a 4-month nature photography program, which I'm really excited about. And before I let you go for the evening, the last thing I want to mention is very soon here I am going to be putting up a GoFundMe page. And it's not because I'm completely broke and literally ready to sell my plasma. By the way, you can't sell your plasma if you have Lyme's disease. And I know that from a fact. Uh, um, I'm going to set up a GoFundMe to raise some money to pay for a cross-country tour where I travel from here in Oregon, uh, heading east. I'll probably kind of do a big circle, and I am going to teach a series of low-cost classes along the way as I go. Because as I said, my eventual goal is to provide free nature education for anybody who wants it. And I feel like this little experiment might be a good way to try it out. So I'm thinking, drive around the country, thinking about setting up maybe 6 or 7 classes at various places. Some of you I'll be contacting soon about this, and it'll be me and maybe one other instructor. And I want it to also go, because these are going to be really low cost to the student, and there's going to be an application process to essentially prove that you don't have the income to take nature education classes, and you think they'd really benefit your life, and they will. I'll use that to kind of weed some people out, to try to keep it as low cost as possible. So those are. Oh yeah, and one last thing. I'm going to be doing schedule releases biannually. So January 1st, this one's going to be a little bit late just because I've had to do some other mountains of paperwork. But I've already got quite a few classes up and can be registered for. Once my full schedule goes up, I will make another video and send out a blog post about it as well. So yeah, so I'm basically going to release classes on January 1st and July 1st. And then there'll be a few, that I add here and there, special. But other than that, yeah, it's just easier that way. And so, all right, everybody. Well, hopefully you are not too hungover or anything like that. And you had a wonderful, happy, safe New Year's. I will let you know soon when the next episode of T3Live is going to be coming at you. So stay tuned, stay safe, give someone you love a hug. Until next time, y'all, blessings and peace.